What you'll see on the 20th of March this year from the UK is a partial solar eclipse. So what will happen is the moon will move in front of the sun. It won't block it out totally. About 85% of the sun will be covered, but it will be visible from across the UK as long as the weather is good. It's the most significant solar eclipse since the eclipses of 1999 when we had a total solar eclipse, and also 2003 when we had a partial solar eclipse. So this really is an event to go out and see.
Where?
Well, you need to find clear skies and you need to be able to have a view towards the horizon, because this eclipse will be seen during the early day. So it starts around 8:30 in the morning. So you need to be able to go look towards where the sun is rising, have a clear view, don't have any buildings in the way, don't have any trees in the way, things like that. So perhaps go out the day before around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and make sure you can see where the sun is in the sky. If we were to see a total solar eclipse during this event, then you would notice the light significantly dropping. I mean, a total solar eclipse is a spectacular event. It feels like dusk has fallen, the colours in the sky change. But because this is a partial solar eclipse, it won't have quite the same effect. You'll notice probably some dimming, but it won't be, you won't feel like you're being plunged into darkness, because there'll still be 15% of the sun that's uncovered, and the sun is so bright you'll still have a lot of light coming.
So you won't be needing to...
It will be. So during this event there will be regions you could go to see a total solar eclipse, but unfortunately there are only two places on land that you can do that. One is in Svalbard and one is the Faroe Islands. Otherwise the places where you can see the total solar eclipse are from the ocean.
See.
The next eclipses that we'll be able to see from the UK will be in 2017, there'll be another partial eclipse, and then 2026, so they're the next ones to look out for. It's definitely worth making the effort to see this one, absolutely. It will be a very significant eclipse. The sun will be 85% covered, and this will be the best one until 2026. Partial solar eclipses are fairly long duration events. The moon will start to cover up the sun around 8:30 in the morning. It depends on exactly where you are in the UK as to exactly when that happens, but roughly around 8:30 in the morning. You'll see a small bite taken out of the right hand side of the sun, then the sun will become more and more covered, and it will be at its maximum coverage around 9:30. And from that point on, the moon will slowly move off from the sun, and it will all be over by around 10:40. That's right, so following the solar eclipse 2 weeks later on April the 4th, we'll have a lunar eclipse where the moon passes into the Earth's shadow this time, but we won't be able to see that from the UK. I think this one is significant because of how much of the sun is going to be covered up, and because it's something that we can see from the UK, so we can get out there, we can observe it and we can experience it, and it's been a long time since we've had that. From my perspective, I'm also interested in what it means for observations of the sun that we take. So for example, our spacecraft study the sun all the time. We want to get as many views as possible, but I think it's about the engagement, it's about the interest, and it's about reminding us that we have a star on our doorstep that is a very significant object, and normally on a day-to-day basis you don't look at it. I mean, you should never look at it because it's so bright and it damages your eyes, but during a total eclipse or during a partial eclipse, people get out there, they find safe ways to observe, and it re-engages us with our local star.
Cool.
We certainly don't know all about the sun. I think that during a total solar eclipse, that's really when we can get the most science done, because at that point the moon fully covers the sun, and what you have revealed is the sun's faint outer atmosphere, which is called the corona. So this is the sort of pearly halo that you see during a total solar eclipse. And actually this halo is full of magnetic fields, this atmosphere is full of magnetic fields, and they evolve over time. They do very dramatic things, like they produce solar flares, which are big explosions, or they produce eruptions called coronal mass ejections, and during a total solar eclipse those things are revealed. I mean, yes, we have spacecraft that reveal them using special techniques, but there's something very significant about having that view from the Earth. So we can point our telescopes from the Earth at the sun during this time, take lots and lots of images that it's not possible to do from space, because we can be here, we can have a big computer to store all our images, and we can do what we would call high cadence observations, take lots and lots of images very quickly and look for rapid changes in the sun's atmosphere.